this is GunsmithBeard back with another gun video, and this week we're going to talk about another bullpup, but this time it's not going to be a shotgun, it's going to be a rifle. And so if you have ever played video games or watched movies or whatever and you've seen a FAMAS, this is the first thing that comes to mind, in my opinion, is if you know what a FAMAS is, you know it's a bullpup design. So bullpup meaning the magazine loads behind the fire control, and also the action of the firearm is back here in the rear, allowing you to have your 16.1 inch barrel and it does not be a short barrel rifle. So you would not need to file paperwork on it and pay a $200 tax stamp just to run this. So this is a very compact system, and that's why I like it. Is this the home defense weapon of choice? Well, it could be. If you are proficient with rifles and you have enough range time on this weapon system, then sure, why not? If you don't, then probably not. So we're gonna talk about this in more detail, what I have kind of set up down here, and what optics I tried and honestly didn't like, and why I went small instead of big. So let's talk about that. All right, so let's take an up close look at this Hellion by Springfield Armory and kind of see some of the features, and maybe this is a gun you might want to use for home defense, or you just might want to pick up for your own personal collection. So let's go over some features real quick, starting with some of the ambidextrous features, which are the firing control safety is on both sides. The ejection port is actually reversible, so you can put this on left or right. So if you're a left-hand shooter, the controls are all ambidextrous, so it works out perfectly for you. Even the operating handle or charging handle is completely ambidextrous, so you can pull it from either side, which is really nice. And the sling mounts, so there's 3 QDs. There's one here in the front, there's one kind of in the middle, and then one in the rear, and that's mirrored on the other side, along with kind of a traditional sling mount here if you want to use that. Now the top rail is not polymer, it is CNC'd aluminum, along with these pop-up backup irons, which are really, really well made. It has a little adjustment right here to control your post elevation. And if you want to put them down, you just push this down and pull the front sight down, or you can just press it and pop it back up. So as far as optics, we're going to talk about why I like a smaller optic than a bigger optic, but that is the rear backup sight. And you can see it's kind of a drum mechanism that has different diameter holes for almost like a peep sight. So that works really, really well. So I did try an LPVO, actually 2, and a couple prisms. And as you can see, the height over bore is a little much. It's not excessive, but it is a lot. So running a bigger optic, a taller optic, it made that feel a lot worse. And so I went through several optics to see what I liked, and boiled down to it. Our little red dot, you could run whatever you want, but I feel like keeping it very compact and as low as possible will feel the most natural, and so that's what I would recommend. And so that is why I went with what I did. As far as the muzzle, as you've seen, This is a WARCOMP brake by SUREFIRE, and then this is the Warden. And the Warden is much like, has the same technology as their suppressors from SUREFIRE. So you can easily take the Warden off like that. So you see how easy it is to remove that. You can just take it off and put a suppressor can, or if you don't want to run a suppressor, you can always run the Warden, which does keep down on dust, and all the flames all go forward. So if your hand is really close to the end of the muzzle, you don't burn your fingers. You can just slide this on, index it, and then lock it in place like that. And also, if you notice, there is an adjustable gas block. So there is a little adjustment wheel right here that you can control how much gas flow is flowing through the gas system. And so that is awesome to have, to be honest, especially if you're going to run suppress. That is going to be a must to be able to adjust it a little bit. And to me, it kind of looks very similar if you have a Sega 12. It's kind of the same, in my opinion, the way it adjusts. This is also a Bravo company short vertical rail M-LOK, obviously to run in the M-LOK slots. So here's another feature that a lot of guys hate or love, and maybe they hate it because it's awkward and they're not used to it. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. It is a weird mechanism where to release the bolt, you have to pinch this 2 parts together and it drops the bolt. So let's say you fire all 30 rounds out of the magazine and your bolt locks to the rear, then you would pinch this and it would release the bolt after doing the mag change. And that's not terrible. And honestly, the mag release is right here and it's super easy. You just kind of do a pinch motion too, and that releases the mag. And then feeding a mag, what feels like under your armpit, is a little awkward, but with practice, you can get used to it. So I wanted to show you too a size comparison between my KS7 by Kel-Tec shotgun in a bullpup design compared to this Hellion. And you might be surprised, maybe you're not, we'll see. And obviously they're both bullpup designs. And no surprise, the KS7 is shorter, but not by much. So there is a good view of the size comparison between the two. So they're kind of in the same ballpark, in my opinion. Obviously, the shotgun is 1,000 times lighter. The Hellion is very heavy, but it seems to be balanced pretty well. So as always, thank you guys for the support. I will definitely answer your questions if you want to leave them. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Thanks again. Hey guys, I almost forgot. I got this rifle from Brownells. So I got the optic from Swampfox, the mag extension by Taran Tactical, the Bravo company short M-LOK vertical grip, and even my muzzle device and Warden all came from Brownells. So if you're looking for extra parts or wanting to customize your firearms, make sure you check out brownells.com.